to increase your data maturity. We're introducing data governance in practical steps based on the DAMA framework made tangible with Data Mesh. CIMT has been around for over 20 years. Our focus is mainly on the European market, and we have several branches all over Germany and the Netherlands. In 2009, CIMT became a platinum partner and local value-added reseller of Talend. Within this long-term cooperation, we've built extensive expertise in the Talend solution portfolio for data and application integration, data quality and governance. With our team of more than 100 certified Talend architects, consultants and developers, we offer in-depth technical knowledge and experience to create sustainable solutions. According to CIMT, data management is a management task in conjunction with a broad approach to people, processes and technology. Our solutions are designed holistically and tailored to become a competitive advantage for our customers. In doing so, we rely on generally recognised standards such as DAMA and current tools and technologies. The independence of our company and the product and platform independent solution-oriented approach form the basis for advising our partners effectively and exclusively according to their needs, without overlooking corporate aspects. CIMT aims to partner with its customers to unveil added value of data in a collaborative environment in which open communication and accountability are the norms. The goal is to develop a sustainable data culture that enables our customers to move responsibly toward data maturity. Robert Domain is a managing consultant at CIMT with a background in sales and business management and has data governance as a focus area. He will guide you through the pragmatic steps to implement data governance, DAMA DMBOK guidelines, and data mesh principles.
Hello everyone, thank you for attending.
When making a product, for example building a car, we are used to comply with rules and regulations and achieve quality requirements to live up to the expectations of the customer. Using an example sales use case, we will demonstrate that those practices should apply to data products as well. For any company, the ability to perform analytics on data and being able to base decisions on it is a big business value of possessing complete and accurate data. Today we'll use an example of an organization that wants to apply predictive and prescriptive analysis on the customer data. Since this is personal identifiable information, local and international compliance guidelines will have to be followed. The company needs to set up and apply definitions, policies and processes to comply to all regulations on GDPR and data retention. To not overcomplicate this example, we'll focus on the customer data used by the sales department only and leave other domains like HR out of scope. Data governance should be seen as a supporting framework for organizations that want to manage their data assets and increase data maturity. It emphasizes roles and responsibilities around data, data strategy, policies, and securing data management in the organization. However, data governance is often perceived as a cumbersome set of unpractical guidelines that interfere with daily work. Introducing or maintaining governance can be very ineffective or even fail completely when policies are developed without being linked to use cases. In our example of PII data, simply stating that policies need to be set up and followed and assign roles and tasks to co-workers just because the law says so will not result in a well-working data governance program. What needs to be realized is that there should be a culture in the company that adapts the processes and policies, and that people realize the value and feel supported by this. Data governance without execution is just documentation. All policies and procedures that are put in place by data governance should be made concrete by data management. To do so, CIMT applies the guidelines of the DAMA framework. The DAMA wheel, as is shown here, represents 11 data management knowledge areas. Each of those has its own terminology and common best practices. For each knowledge area, there is a clear context diagram that outlines and frames the scope of the area. The context diagram is tailored to describing the process in terms of input, output, business drivers, and tools and techniques. The PII from a use case falls under metadata. According to DAMA, this is what the context diagram looks like. In our example use case with PII data, the focus could be on the delivery of metadata standards and metadata control process, the activities of defining metadata strategy, understand the requirements and manage metadata stores, An important metric would be the coverage scorecard for metadata. For a successful implementation, we recommend an iterative approach. This is to prioritize the top 3 focus areas, then start with a small use case with a high chance of success, and always celebrate and advocate wins. While most of the knowledge areas are practical or technical subjects and relatively straightforward to implement, it's not a guarantee for successful introduction and durable data management. To develop a sustainable data culture in an organization and increase the data maturity level, all processes should be supported by co-workers taking responsibility in their roles. A practical method that ensures anchoring data management well within the organization is to consider data as a true product owned by each of the business domains, for example, product sales data or product finance data. Then company-wide structures are set up to make sure that products is managed. Global takes an informing and coordinating role towards each domain, defining boundaries and keeping all domains aligned. In business verticals, domain-specific structures are set up to create a holistic overview of silos, making a company-owned catalog. Examples of these are legislation, domain-specific processes, and new or changed definitions. In horizontal communication and meeting structures or guilds, chiefs of data support alignment of their domain-specific counterparts. In these meetings, operational issues and best practices are discussed. For our use case, examples could be to assign data stewards, to define which customer details are PII, to provide access to co-workers who need to work with the PII data and make sure that others don't have access, for example by masking the data, to define retention periods, which especially for PII should be only as long as necessary, and to train new co-workers and keep communicating about new and changed policies and procedures. This is not a one-off. Back to the example of building a car, being compliant to rules and regulations is common practice. When managing data, these common practices are not always followed. We have shown today that when looking at data as a product, it's easier to imagine why these processes should be linked to data as well. When following the step-by-step procedure as just presented, data governance becomes an enabler instead of a disabler.
We hope we've given you an example and a better insight into how to benefit from data governance. If you would like to discuss the possibilities in your organisation, don't hesitate to get in touch with Robin Domain at CIMT using these details.